The lower back, by far one of the weakest and fattest areas on a guy's body. But I'm going to show you today how to fix both of those problems in this one video. What's up guys, Jeff Cavalier, ATHLEAN-X.com. The low back, by far one of the biggest banes of existence for men because it's the source of two of the biggest problems we face. Number one right here is the source of one of our largest, actually the largest source of musculoskeletal pain and discomfort right here in the low back. And also one of the aesthetic problems that drives us crazy, and that's something that we call back fat or lower back fat. The issue is, guys, at the root of all this is the same thing that's at the root of most other issues we face, and that is a bad diet and wrong types of training. So what I want to do in this video is show you guys how we can address the low back to help alleviate the low back discomfort that a lot of us face, men and women alike, but again, this is strictly sort of geared towards guys here. This is the low back pain that we feel, and then how to get rid of these areas of low back fat that a lot of guys will write in and ask us. Alright, so first let's deal with the low back fat. Alright, we have to understand that low back fat, guys, is not some kind of isolated area. We certainly know we can't attack it with any specific exercise. We can't really zero in or target any specific area of fat, but we do know that it's just an extension of our love handles. Alright, but what it happens to be is the most stubborn area of fat that we deal with as guys. And how do I prove that? Because even at my body fat level here, guys, I can still pinch right here. I don't know if you can see that, but I can pinch here, low back, because right around this area, there's still, unless I was a skeleton, I'm still going to have some deposition of fat, and it's going to be right there. Because guys struggle the most in stored body fat, the most in that last stubborn spot right here in the back of our waist. So if you think that you've got this problem, I can tell you you're not alone. But what it comes down to is you can look really, really good and still carry some of that low back fat. You got to work on getting rid of the bulk of it, the rest of it from your midsection and from your love handles, and again the bulk of it from up here around your lats. So we do that, guys, with our diet and nutrition. I talk about it all the time. We go into a day-by-day plan in our ATHLEAN-X training system to help you guys to really cut down the fat. But to give you guys some overall goals, if you have a lot of fat and you sort of look like this guy here, I can tell you you're not really doing much right with your diet. You probably got gross imperfections that you know how you can fix it. You got to get rid of the bacon. You got to get rid of the cakes and the sweets and the alcohol. You got to try to cut down on what you're doing at least if you're going to try to trim this down. But beyond that, if you're a guy that's actually in pretty good shape, you got good lats, but you still have some of this overall fat hanging off your side here, it comes down to how specific you want to get dialed in on your nutrition. And that's an important concept that you have to follow here, guys. How specific do you want to be? How much do you want to lean this out? How badly do you want it? You know, you have a lot of the information. It's just how badly do you want to be able to follow it? What type of sacrifices do you want to make? Because as I said, this is stubborn. This is not going to come without perfection to have literally nothing back there. Okay? But if you have some flexibility in your diet, you're going to be able to get rid of the bulk of it, but still be able to live a normal life. I mean, that's what our whole, as I said before, our whole meal plan is about, allowing you guys to live normal lives, but to make sure we get you as lean as possible. Some of the main things you want to focus on when you have your carbohydrates, and yes, you're going to want to have carbohydrates. Don't make that mistake, guys, of eliminating starchy carbohydrates, but you want to favor the fibrous carbohydrates in place of the starchy carbohydrates. Okay? I always say a 2-to-1 ratio. So whatever time, whatever meal you're eating, if you can have a 2-to-1 ratio of fibrous carbohydrates to starchy carbohydrates, you're going to be doing a good thing towards helping to trim this area. You also want to get protein in every single meal. All right? It's got a satiating effect that's going to help you with your cravings. A lot of times guys succumb to cravings. If you can stabilize your blood sugar, if you can have your protein in every meal, as incorporated with this, you'll have a stabilizing effect on your blood sugar by combining protein and carbohydrates as well as fat. If you can include some low amounts of, I call it incidental fat, that's going to help here too. But those are the major things you want to try to do and start working on incorporating them into your meal plan to get your body to start stripping away fat. But when it comes to the low back and the strength, we have to look at that side of it too, because think about it. Even if you have a very lean low back, if you have no muscular development down there, then it's not going to look very good either. It's like having a very ripped arm with no bicep musculature. But if you have a bicep muscle and you have a ripped arm on top of it, now it looks great. So many guys are overlooking some of the most important things we can be doing, and that's strengthening the low back, specifically with low back exercises. They should be part of your plan. We incorporate them right into a lot of the exercises in the ATHLEAN-X program, but you should actually be working on them even more so if you're dealing with low back pain. All right? So a strong low back, when developed muscularly, is going to give you tone that will show up when you strip away the fat. It's a very easy equation. So let me show you a couple of my favorite low back exercises, and I'll come back here and I'll talk about their benefits. See what happens, guys, with a little bit of effort? We just completely transform that back, right? Basically, guys, what I want to point out, though, in those exercises that you saw me doing, we have to understand that the low back has muscles that, there's a lot of different layers to the musculature in the low back. There's some that run really deep and vertical along the spine to provide protection of the spine. Remember, your spine is absolutely critical to everything you do. Your body's aware of that, well aware of that, and it wants to protect it. So it has multiple levels of muscles in here. Again, surrounding the spine to keep it protected. We also have muscles that transverse and cross the entire low back. So if you look at that, you have to understand, in reviewing the exercise I just showed you, you want to make sure that you're incorporating exercises that not only extend the low back front to back, but also incorporate rotation, and ideally rotation and extension at the same time. That's why I showed you and demonstrated some of those exact exercises for you to do. So the bottom line is this, guys. You want to be training your low back. If you feel like you have a low back problem, pain, then we got to get it stronger, right? Spasm comes from a lack of support. If the low back feels as if there's not enough stability there, it fears damage to the spinal cord, right? It always is going to fear and protect the spine. So if it doesn't have support and stability through muscles, it's going to cause artificial support in that spasm. Okay, so a lot of back pain comes from weakness. Almost all back pain comes from weakness unless it's a mechanical issue in your discs. Beyond that, we know that we need to make it look better if your other reasons are aesthetic. If aesthetically you have a lot of low back fat here, then you're going to want to, again, tackle that through diet. And then once you get rid of that, you're just going to be left with an untoned back that doesn't look very good or strong. So you're going to want to, again, strengthen your muscles back there to provide more of that, that impressive look in your low back. So it serves two functions, to look better and obviously to keep you stronger and feeling better. So guys, that's your attack plan here for your low back. Again, I don't care what your goals are. Most likely, if you're a guy, you've got one of them, because it's a very common problem to have that fat back there. And secondly, it's a very common problem for guys to have low back pain. Again, I want you to be doing it for both reasons, but whatever your main goal is, just remember, attack it as a two-part plan and start incorporating these exercises into your extra work. And if you want to get an entire program that builds these exercises and these focuses right into what we do every day in a meal plan to attack day by day to get you lean and ripped at the same time that you're building muscle, then head to ATHLEAN-X.com right now and join me on Team Athlean and grab our program. All right? Guys, make sure you let me know if this was helpful for you and what other types of videos you'd like to see. Remember, 3 videos a week coming out now, so whatever you'd like to see, just let me know and we'll do it. All right, guys. See you back here soon.